This is the Geek Speak Show. Welcome to the Geek Speak Show. Interviews with the movers and shakers in geek culture.
Hey, this is Todd McFarlane, creator of Spawn, and one of the original founders of Image Comics.
I'm Zach Whedon.
This is Mark Zickery, writer, producer, and director of Space Command.
Hi, this is George Ascienti.
I'm Ralph Bakshi.
Hi, I'm Chris Hardwick.
People who get it, get it.
God bless the geek.
They're listening. You're consuming. You're watching it with your ears. Oh, just listen.
The Geek Speak Show is powered by Collider.com, GeekTyrant.com, RamaScreen.com, and Mightyville.com. Get ready to speak geek on the Geek Speak Show. Here's your host, Henry.
Finally, my kind of weather here in San Francisco, and now it does feel like it's almost Halloween time. Hey, Rachel. Rachel's here, too.
Hey, guys. What's up?
My blood pressure, my anticipation for Halloween next week. And we are going to talk about Halloween on this show. We are going to have a big Halloween show for you guys. Everybody will hear. Joel and Jay Gibbs are not here. They're too scared to talk about this stuff. But they will be there for the Halloween show to get scared or be scared by you guys. Send in your stories, Henry at thegeekspeakshow.com. You guys have sent some, and I asked for video. We're not going to do a video show because Rachel broke the camera. But really, we are going to do an audio show. So we'll do that. We'll talk about your stories, our stories, all that stuff. So, but for this week, you guys remember Free Comic Book Day. We're going to do something new that your local comic book shop maybe is going to be doing, and that is, well, I'll tell you all about it when we get to that. So first of all, I know, Rachel, you didn't see it, but I did go see Paranormal Activity 4. Like Resident Evil earlier this year, I was disappointed in this one. The story didn't move anywhere. It's just becoming kind of like Saw. It's just there to make you jump, and it didn't even have those jump moments anymore. So you didn't go see it. I'm telling you now, you didn't miss anything.
No, I can't do the paranormal stuff. It's really, really scary to me. And yeah, I would just hide my head the whole time. So I didn't. But I did see commercials, and those were really scary. So I'll believe what you say about it.
Speaking of commercials, we got a tease for it. We finally got the real thing. The Iron Man 3 trailer. I know you saw that one. There's nothing scary, kind of, in that one. I'll go to you first. What'd you think?
It was awesome. I watched it, and I was like trying to get sucked into my phone watching this trailer, and then I had to watch it on a bigger screen later. It's really cool because it's a little more suspenseful than the other ones have been, I think, and it's darker, which I think is a good turn for the third movie for Iron Man, since how it's been all Tony Stark and, bouncing all over the place for the last couple. So I was excited about that. I'm excited that his world is no longer in his control. You got that feeling, right?
You know what I like the best? The fact that we have the Mandarin finally in this one. Spidey has his Green Goblin, and Captain America has the Red Skull. The Mandarin is Iron Man's main villain. We finally get him in this one, played by Sir Ben Kingsley. That's what I like in this one.
I'm really excited. It's going to be awesome, and this is only the first trailer, and it was already epic.
You get the feeling that this is the last time we'll see Tony Stark? That's what I got watching it.
I don't know. I debated that. It could be, I guess, but I don't think it's going to be the last time. I really don't. I just have that gut feeling.
Well, he is, RDJ, I mean, he is signed on for Avengers 2 at least. After that, I don't know if he's gonna want to or is going to do any more Iron Man movies.
Yeah, I don't know. It's something that is so iconic at this point, and he's done such a good job at it that I don't know if he would just let it go, but we'll see, I guess. Not
only that, but it restarted his career.
Yeah, seriously, it really did.
So, if he leaves it, he has Sherlock Holmes and all that other stuff, but do you really want to leave, your moneymaker?
Yeah, this is the best character that I think personally that he's ever done, and I think a lot of other people that's their favorite as well. So yeah, that's why I'm saying I don't know if it's going to go away.
Yeah, so if you're sitting there listening to us talk about it and you're saying, well, what are you guys talking about? What Iron Man 3 trailer? Welcome Back from Mars. It's on our Facebook page. You can go on there, take a look at it. It's been downloaded like millions of times, almost as much as the Avengers trailer was. We're excited about that, of course. Don't forget, do listen for the Fright Nights Word of the Week. This is the last week we're going to do it. 2 VIP passes for the Curse of Sarah Winchester maze. Longest maze in the country. We've been through it a few times. Very scary, very long. You do get tired running, especially when you're running through the thing. Also, Walk with the Spirits Flashlight Tour. So, this is the last week that we'll do the Fright Nights word of the week. So listen closely for it and send it in. Henry at the actually no, it's Fright Nights at thegeekspeakshow.com or tweet it, and we'll give you 2 VIP passes to experience perfect for Halloween Fright Nights at the Winchester Mystery House. So TV. Gotta say, I did it 3 years ago. I think history is repeating itself. 3 years ago, the San Francisco Giants, they were in the World Series. I didn't like it. I've never liked baseball anyway, but I didn't like it because it took away my fringe. Happened again this week, and no fringe because of the World Series. Everybody here in San Francisco is happy because they're in the World Series. Me, I'm happy because if history is repeating itself, if I remember correctly, Green Bay Packers won the Super Bowl that year also. So that's what I'm waiting for. But no fringe, did get grim, and did get a really, really good episode of AMC's The Walking Dead. I know you don't do good with zombie stuff either.
I know, I'm sorry.
You probably didn't watch that one?
No, I didn't.
You know, I gotta say...
But I do watch everybody's Facebook posts about it.
No, but I gotta say, for somebody who wants to do, work in the industry, working with effects and all that stuff, you should watch it because the effects and the graphics and all that stuff is really, really, really... It looks really, really realistic. And...
All right. I might be able to watch it just for the technology portion, artistic portion.
Yeah, even somebody like me who does like this stuff... I kind of have to turn away sometimes because it looks a little too realistic, when they're cutting off legs and all that stuff, and you guys know what I'm talking about. Herschel, spoiler alert if you haven't seen it yet. But very good episode. Can't wait to. I think the governor, we're finally going to get to see him this coming Sunday, so can't wait for that one. What else? Oh, The Neighbors. I don't know if I talked about it last week. I saw it again this past week. Really good. I liked it. I don't know if you guys got a chance to see it.
The Neighbors. No, I have not seen The Neighbors.
I would say watch that one. It's a comedy, but it's right up our alley. It's got sci-fi, it's got aliens, it's got all kinds of stuff. So that one. So Grimm was good. No fringe, no revolution either. I don't know. I think it's not because of World Series. I think it was because of one of those dancing shows that I forget what they're called. I don't watch those things. I don't know if Rachel probably does.
No, me either. I was disappointed there was no revolution.
See, she doesn't watch those kind of shows. That's why she's host on this show, because she doesn't watch those kind of shows.
Exactly.
Yeah, but we do get one, supposedly, this Monday. Revolution, that is. So if you do get a Revolution this Monday, not a lot of TV because of this World Series thing. Hopefully, though, I do get a fringe, and that's it. So, Rachel, go ahead and go to your library, pick a book for the book club later on, and I will talk to the director of a movie that's coming out this Friday. Has to do with Halloween. It is scary. It is based on a video game. No, not that one. Not Resident Evil. Another one. Silent Hill. Revelation in 3D. We'll talk to the director right after this.
We seek her out, the one who stole our lives. We will have our revenge, and you will die.
This Halloween, the most haunted place in American history comes to light at Winchester Mystery House's Fright Nights. For more details or to buy tickets, visit winchestermysteryhouse.com or the Winchester Mystery House box office. Go to Bay Area Togo's restaurants for $5 off your ticket.
This is the house that fear built.
Interviews with the movers and shakers in geek culture, exclusively on The Geek Speak Show. So opening up this Friday, October 26th, is Silent Hill Revelation 3D. The sequel to the 2006 Silent Hill movie, the original one, took a while, but finally we have another one coming to the screens. Michael J. Bassett is the director, and he's on with us now. Michael, welcome to the Geek Speak Show.
Hey, Henry, good. Thanks for having me. Nice to be here.
Thanks for coming on. So first of all, without spoiling anything, tell us a little bit about what we can expect from Silent Hill Revelation 3D.
You can expect a fantastically frightening horror movie experience. It's the story of a young woman played by Adelaide Clemens. Her character is Heather Mason, and she is a sequel to the first movie, so she's the grown-up version of the little girl from the first movie. She's plagued by nightmares, doesn't know what this strange world that she keeps thinking about is world of Silent Hill. Her dad, played by Sean Bean, is trying to protect her from these memories. They've been living on the run, keeping ahead of some mystical force which has been trying to get hold of her, and she doesn't know about any of this because Sean Bean is trying to keep her protected. But as she approaches her 18th birthday, her visions are getting stronger and stronger and stronger until she realizes that something is out there. And she's living in a new town with her dad, and one day her dad disappears. She realizes she has to confront her nightmares and return to this place called Silent Hill and find out who she is and find if she can rescue her father. So it's a story of this girl on a journey to rescue her dad and also to find out who she really is. And it's a frightening, freaky, very strange movie based on the best-selling computer games. It's a sequel to the first movie, but also it's a movie that you can go and watch if you have no knowledge about the games or the movies. You can go and watch it, and it's just a really strange, freaky, frightening horror movie.
Perfect for Halloween, in other words.
Yes. Over the date, you'll end up in each other's arms. I guarantee it.
The original Silent Hill movie wasn't in 3D. Obviously, this one is. It's right in the title. Is that one of the main things that attracted you to this project? The fact that you could direct it in 3D?
Well, no. I mean, what attracted me to the project was I'm a game player. I was a huge fan of the Silent Hill game franchise. I think it's one of the most artfully created gameplay ever. It's frightening as hell, and if you get, as a director, if you're given an opportunity to step into that world where you're creating a world, as opposed to making a horror movie which takes place in a house somewhere or somebody's street, this is really unique sort of visual storytelling. So that was what attracted me. The 3D element came because we were talking about how to make it a little bit different, and 3D was obviously something that everybody was talking about a couple of years ago. And I wasn't a big fan of 3D. I didn't think it had been used terribly well. There were a bunch of movies that come out where they've been turned into 3D afterwards, this post-conversion process.
Right.
And I don't want to name names, but I'm sure we can all think about those movies which look terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I'll do it in 3D if we can shoot it in 3D. We can get 3D cameras on the set and make it a benefit to the film, not just an afterthought. So, that was exciting, using new technology. We had these great cameras. In 3D, basically, you have two cameras at the same time because one camera represents your left eye, one camera represents your right eye, and you're trying to make that depth on the set feel as kind of real or interesting or creative as possible. And I have these big high-definition monitors on the set, and you can look at it in the same way that you can change focus. You can change depth now, and it's really exciting to be able to do that live. So I shot the movie and framed it for 3D, and I edited it for 3D, and the sound design, it works for this kind of 3D audio environment. So what I would say to the audience out there is that, if you want to see this movie, see it in 3D, because that's the film that I made. The kind of a 2D version which you can go and see is basically just a flattened version of this. And that's nowhere near as exciting. It's, I try to make a movie which really made the most of that 3D environment and sort of can draw you into the world. And because it's a horror movie, I'm also going to throw a few things out at you as well. So it should be the best of everything.
Yeah, we're talking to Michael J. Bassett, director of Silent Hill Revelation 3D, comes out this Friday. Michael's also the writer. Michael, when you were told that, yes, this is going to be filmed in 3D, did you change any scenes to what you originally wrote to take advantage of the 3D technology?
I didn't change any scenes, but I did certainly change how I was going to visually shoot some of it. There's no doubt about that. The 2D world. There are a lot of directors who think that 2D is fine, and I'd happily go back and shoot in 2D. But with this, the moment that it's 3D and you're making a horror movie, you want to make it exciting for the audience. You want to make it worth their while putting these glasses on and paying a few extra bucks, because it's got to be a better experience than a 2D experience. So all those storyboards that I designed, all the previous effect sequences I'd come up with, I thought, oh no, this is a moment where I can have this thing. You can either have it reaching out at the audience, or I can have it so that the audience feels like they're being sucked into the screen with the use of the technology. So it's a different set of choices, and hopefully, you've got to go and see it on a big screen with lots of people. That's hopefully the brightest projector possible, so you don't have that problem with the darkness that a lot of people complain about with 3D, myself included. It's you want the best possible experience. So go find a really good movie theater and take a bunch of friends, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it.
Is it going to be an IMAX 3D also? Do you know?
Sadly, I don't think it is. We shot it with the new Red Epic camera, so it's good quality. But I don't believe there are any IMAX versions out there. So God, I'd love to see it that way.
Yeah, me too. And you mentioned actually that you're a gamer and a fan of the Silent Hill video games. So do you think that when the director knows the game as well as you do, does that help the film, or does it hurt the film? By hurt, I mean that you can get too much of a fanboy feel to it, and you forget the general audience.
Well, you know what? I think that's a really good point. I as a fan, I'm not saying I'm a fan. I play the games, but I'm not a crazy obsessive fan. I have to go back and research the worlds and remind myself what the deep mythology and the details of the games were, so that I could write the script for it. But there is a point where you can say, that's okay, that's the game. I'm not changing the games. If you're a fan of the games, they'll always exist. As a filmmaker, you've got to make the right story that an audience who know nothing about Silent Hill can go and enjoy. And I think that's the thing to make sure if everybody's aware of, is that you don't need to have seen the first movie. It helps if you have, because this is a sequel. You don't need to have ever played the games, because this is a standalone movie which you'll go with your date and have a great experience. As a fan of the games and the movie, I'm trying to create a world where the game fans can say, oh, I recognize that, or yeah, I played that scene and it's just the same, or oh, I see he's done something different with it. And you're trying to make characters that the audience are familiar with, and they go, oh, that's, why did he cast that person? Oh, I get that worked really well, or I disagree with that. I don't even mind them sort of not agreeing with my choices, because at least they have an opinion.
Right.
And as a fan of not just Silent Hill, but loads of games and other movies and comic books, I see them adapted, and I go as a fan. I just go, I stand in line like everybody else, and I pay my money for my ticket, and I think, I wonder what Ridley Scott's done with Prometheus, or so-and-so's done with this adaptation, or what did Zack Snyder do with Watchmen? How did the Doom game get adapted? You have an expectation, and it's really, really hard as a filmmaker to try and second guess what the audience wants. So you kind of have to make a movie that you would be proud of and that you'd go and see. As a fan, that you think it hits all those bases. But it's kind of worrying as the movie's coming out. I'm thinking, I wonder what they're going to think of it, and I guess I'll find out on Friday.
Yeah, do you or one of the producers, do one of you take the time to actually go through while you're filming the thing and say, you know what, that's a little bit too much, and the general audience isn't going to get it? Who decides what references to the game you're going to put in and what not to put in?
Well, I wrote the script, so it started with my sort of choices to try and tell the right story, and a story which has a human element to it. It's about a girl trying to find out who she is and trying to rescue her dad, and on that basis, that's the simple story that anybody can go and enjoy. And then what you do is then you add sort of layers. You go, okay, so she's got to Silent Hill. What do we need to know about Silent Hill? That an audience who've never seen this world before, what can we tell them to make sure they're up to speed? And when we meet this character, what does that character mean to them? Well, it obviously means something to the fans of the first movie and the game, but if you don't know. And then, because most of the core people on the production team were fans of the game, we did have to stop every so often and say, there's no way anybody will understand that. So let's make sure we explain it. Or you say, it's okay that you don't understand it, because at this moment in the story, a little bit of confusion is fine, but by this point in the story, it will be explained. And I would say, if you watch the movie, you do have to pay attention. Everything you need to know is in there, but I treat the audience as intelligent people who can figure things out as they go along. And I think that's the only thing you can do, is you've got to respect your audience and assume they're paying attention and that they're not eating their popcorn too loud.
Yeah, you know what, Michael, I got to tell you, the trailer that came out I really impressed me. Talking to you right now, I can tell that you get this. You know exactly what we, the fans of Silent Hill, want to see, and also what the general audience wants to see in a good horror movie. So I'm not worried about it this Friday when it comes out. I'm glad you're not worried. I'm glad you think I'm saying the right things. It's really hard. I've got this movie's coming out on Friday, and I have no idea how people are going to react to it. I hope they love it. I more than anything, I really want them to be able to go on a Friday night with a bunch of mates and say, that was a rocking good horror movie. I like this freaky moment here. I jumped out my seat there. And then when they're talking about it afterwards, they can say, yeah, and I like this idea that was running through it, and I thought that Adelaide Clemens did a great job in the lead, and I like Kit Harington, the kid from Game of Thrones, he's terrific, and I love seeing Sean Bean. You're trying to make sure there's a little bit for everybody, but the bottom line is you've got to make a movie that you go and see yourself and enjoy, and that's the kind of all you can do. Yeah, well, I can tell you, I forget what movie it was, but when I first saw the trailer at a midnight screening that I went to, the crowd went wild, and there were a lot of gamers obviously in the audience, and they all said, "No, that looks like the game. I can't wait for this movie." So you're already off to a good start.
I hope it continues along those lines.
Yes. So one last thing for me is, ironically, there's a lot of video game movies out there that aren't very well done, but I was going to say, ironically, the one that has been done is Silent Hill's video game competitor, which is the Resident Evil movies. I've really been a big fan of those, of what Paul W.S. Anderson has done with those. Now, in your opinion, whether you continue on with this franchise or not, but in your opinion, what makes, and story obviously you've mentioned is a big thing, but what makes for a really, really good video game to film translation?
Wow. It's that's an incredibly hard question because they seem to fail more than they succeed.
Yeah.
The truth of the matter is it's got to be about character and story. It has to be, because that's the reason we go to movies. What you remember years later are not how big an explosion is. You remember a character moment, and that's what you take away with you. And if you're going to do a horror movie, it's got to be a story which revolves around a character that you are concerned about in order for you to be frightened on their behalf. When Paul does his Resident Evil movies, he's going for big spectacle every time. And I know a lot of gamers know that he's deviated so far from what the core Resident Evil games are that they're completely different creatures.
Mm-hmm.
And in a weird way, I respect that, because Paul, he said, this is what I want to do. And, he doesn't stop the games existing. The games are still there for the game fans. But now the movies are such a unique visual presence all by themselves that he seems to have hit on what works for him. There's a game called Half-Life, which I think would be an amazing game to turn into a movie because it's got a fantastic story and fantastic visuals. But more and more, games are so good in their storytelling and their visuals that you almost, and this is me as a filmmaker who wants to adapt these things because I love them, I'm going, what's the point? Could I possibly make the visuals better than these game guys are doing now? And the only thing that I see is missing from a lot of these games is really good character stuff.
Yeah.
And great performance. And so I'll go back down to every day. Give me a good story, a human story that's got a great world to play in. And that'll be a good game adaptation every time.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about the visuals, because this past weekend I went to a movie that came out, and we got a trailer for Halo 4, the video game, and it looked like a big blockbuster movie. So yeah, you're right about the visuals. They are catching up to big blockbuster movies.
Oh, man, yeah, we are. I remember playing the last God of War and just thinking, half me thinking, God, I'd love to make this movie. And then the other bit's going, why? Can I make it better? I'd spend $200 million to make it look half as good as the game. And then the audience would still say, no, that's not how I would have done it. And then I actually read a script for God of War, which is not bad. And you go, yeah, because it's about a character. That's what you got to capture. You don't try and make the movie experience like the game experience, because what's the point?
Yeah, then it'd be boring.
Experience. Let's try and find the thing that the games don't yet do, and more games are doing that. I really believe that gaming is the next level of storytelling out there. It's really exciting.
Yeah, so he is the writer, the director, Silent Hill Revelation 3D. Comes out this Friday, October 26th. You definitely got to see this one in 3D. You can see it in 2D if you want, but like Michael just said, you'll be missing out on a lot. So Michael J. Bassett, thanks a lot for coming on. I wish you nothing but success, and you're welcome back on the show anytime.
Thanks a lot, man. It's been a pleasure. I'll talk to you again soon. Take care of yourself.
Thanks, Michael.
Bye-bye.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, for our next attraction...
Comics Commentary with David Lee on the Geek Speak Show.
Just when you thought you got rid of my scary rear end, guess who's back? Yep, that's right, it's me, Dave Lee. Hey, that kind of rhymes. Coming back for a brief little guest commentary here, because got something big to talk about for a change. The whole sequence of events, Marvel's Avengers vs. X-Men, to the whole Marvel Now thing. Instead of going in chronological order, I'm going to go ahead and skip to the front and deal with Marvel Now first. Now, I'm going to go ahead and stay off the bat that I don't really have too much experience with the Marvel Now comic series out of a sheer case of I really don't want to read it. And here's why. After reading Uncanny Avengers, after reading Avengers vs. X-Men, what the hell is the point of the reboot? Really? Not so much a reboot. What's the point of the relaunch of the comic series? Why do we need to go back to a number one? I don't see the point in it. And if some of the comics is any indication, Marvel's whole let's relaunch the titles is not going to fix the crap that they've been putting out. That's right, Marvel. I said it. You guys are putting out crap. So, and let me go ahead and actually back up my statement here. We're going to go all the way back to Avengers vs. X-Men, the very beginning. So you've basically got the whole thing of Hope Summers being the mutant messiah, and oh my God, Scott has to protect her, and da 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 da. So as it's going on more and more, you basically get the whole thing of the Avengers going, oh, crap, Hope Summer's going to bring about the end of the world, and Scott's like, no. And next thing you know, SmackDown. What a joke. The whole idea of it actually smacked of, hey, let's get some more publicity for the Avengers movie. And that's what it was. And then you've got all of these plot lines going on within it. Some of them were decent. I like the Avengers Academy comics, with the ones that were within the actual AVX series itself, where they had X-23 involved with it, and they were trying to figure out how to get out of the Avengers Academy to try to go fight the good fight with the teams. Okay, that was cool. It didn't really lead into the whole big story, which was a giant cluster. Yes, that's right. I self-censored. Check that out. Anyway, so then you had like the main titles, and they decided to go ahead and introduce the Phoenix Force. Dear God, what the hell were they thinking? I understand that Hope Summers is supposed to be involved in this, and I understand she's supposed to be the next carrier of the Phoenix. But then next thing you know, the whole Phoenix splits, and you've got 5 carriers, so forth and so on, and it just got to the point where it was getting ludicrous. Cyclops, Namor, Phoenix, Magic, and Colossus, all carrying the shards of the Phoenix and becoming the Phoenix 5. What? Now, correct me if I'm wrong, all of the listeners out here that are actually still listening to this. If I'm not mistaken, I thought the Phoenix could only actually inhabit people of great psychic power. Last I checked, Cyclops, Namor, and Magic and Colossus couldn't have that. Emma Frost can, but the other 4 can't. What the hell? So there goes a negative point for continuity right there. Things go on, rolling on, and there's a lot of tentacles and disappointment continuing on and on. And then you've got the main climax. The Phoenix ends up becoming all a part of Scott Summers. And he kills Charles Xavier, and things get really stupid. I'm sorry, Marvel. And to the fact that you guys pretty much ruined my favorite Marvel character, you ruined the X-Men at the whole expense of the Avengers. Really? What was your bigger spending point? The Avengers or X-Men? Christ, you guys screwed the pooch on this one. And now, coming off of the heels of that whole fight, they decided to go and add another top onto the whole terrible Sunday that we had here. Hope and Wanda decided to join forces. Hope copies Wanda's powers and no more Phoenix. So let me get this straight. After all the backlash and crap you guys got from, no more with the whole House of M thing, now you're trying to reuse it again for more Phoenix? Are you stupid? Seriously? Is there something wrong with you guys? Why? Why would you guys willingly open yourself up to that? So, enough about that. So now you get the one of the newer Marvel Now comics called Uncanny Avengers, where they're now deciding to go ahead and put some of the Avengers and blah blah blah, and maybe make it an amalgamation of the two teams. First thing, it's Cyclops bitching out Captain America, and having bitching out Cyclops in the prison. Last I checked, guys, I don't know if anybody else is reading the scoreboard the same way I am, but AVX, it was the Avengers. It was Captain America that was doing all the crap that caused the whole thing to go on. I didn't think Scott really did anything but defend his place, defend the person he was supposed to protect. But oh no, it's Cyclops' fault. What a waste. But with all of that said, if you're into it, read it. Check it out. Wait till it comes out in paperback format though, because trying to get hold of all those issues, that's going to be a little bit of a nightmare. In closing, this has been Comics Commentary with me. You never know, you may see me again, you may not. Who knows? Until next time, see you in the funny pages and keep on reading.
Hey, this is Todd McFarlane, creator of Spawn, and one of the original founders of Image Comics, and you're listening to Geek Speak Show. Thanks for coming.
You are on the Geek Speak Show. I'm Henry. Rachel will be here in just a few minutes. She is looking for a book for the book club we'll do in just a few minutes. Now, earlier this year, you guys remember Free Comic Book Day. Huge. It gets bigger every year. Started by our good friend of the show, Joe Field over at Flying Colors, which, by the way, we're going to hear from Joe in just a few minutes talking about what we're going to talk about right now, which is sort of like Free Comic Book Day. It's something new that your local comic book shop is doing, maybe. You can check online in a minute. It's called the Halloween ComicFest, and on to talk about it is Dan Manser. He is Director of Marketing for Diamond Comics Distributor. Dan, welcome to the Geek Speak Show.
Thanks, Henry.
Thanks for coming on. So let's start off with, first of all, whose idea was it and what is Halloween ComicFest? Tell us all about it.
Well, Halloween ComicFest was an idea with Diamond. We were looking to do the same thing and try to replicate a little bit of what we do for Free Comic Book Day in May, which is tie in a fall event for the comic shop retailers to gather around. So the idea for Halloween ComicFest is that your local comic shop has a wonderful array of merchandise and products that are Halloween and horror related, and they also have great events, that are tied to Halloween, whether it be a costume contest or a coloring contest. And we wanted to showcase those events in one area for each of the individual comic shops.
And the fact that Halloween fell on a Wednesday, New Comics Wednesday, did that help out also?
Yeah, that obviously is a great benefit with a lot of great items. Shipping, actually, I've been looking at the shipping list for the last few weeks, and the last few weeks in October have been a lot of great items that have come out that are Halloween themed and related.
Yeah, and there are going to be a few special Halloween comics available only on next Wednesday, Halloween. Can you tell me some of those titles that'll be available for ComicFest?
That's correct. There's a number of I would say full comics. There are about 4 of those, and there are about 11 mini comics, so ash can size for us older people, that are available, whether it be a Spider-Man Avengers title or Batman Scooby-Doo from DC, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from IDW and Ghostbusters. Fantagraphics has a title out. There's a wide variety of stuff, and including Adventure Time from Boom.
Yeah, so you guys can check on the website HalloweenComicFest.com, see if your local comic book shop is participating in this, because again, like Free Comic Book Day, not everybody participates. And while you're there, also you can also take part in or get involved somehow on the website. It's called the Greatest Halloween Costume Contest Ever. Talk about that, Dan.
That's what we wanted to do to help drive consumers toward the website, and then obviously get them into comic book shops. Is you can upload a photo. You can still do that as of now. You can do that through November 7th. So we wanted to make sure that people who were dressing up for Halloween still had a chance to enter. You upload a photo in one of our 13 different categories, and you'll be entered to win a grand prize in each category. There's a grand prize for an adult and for a kid for each category, which you'll win a $50 graphic novel or related merchandise. And then there's 500 random winners are going to get a $25 graphic novel, trade paperback, or related merchandise. And the beauty of it is those 500 people are going to go into their local comic shop and pick up that item, from them. We're not going to send it to them directly. They've had to tell us where their local comic shop is and where they shop, and then we'll send it out to the shop and they can come and get it. At this point we have about 400 people who've submitted photos, and we're hopeful, obviously, that we're going to get over the 500. So there's a good chance that everyone will win something.
Yeah, so again, all of you guys go to HalloweenComicFest.com. It's on the side. You can't miss it. A big banner that says the greatest Halloween contest ever. Click on there and submit your picture or get involved in that. It sounds fun. Look, it's going to be fun. Now, is the plan to make this Comic Fest an annual event?
Yeah, this is our first year doing it. We'd like to make this an annual event. Get the publishers more involved next year in creating new and promotional books for Halloween and provide a better product focus for what's available in stores and really try to grow it into something that is akin to a free comic book day. Your local retailer has great Halloween events every year. We didn't want to make it a single day. They have events all through October. There's a large zombie walk in Atlanta, or someone in San Francisco does something specific to their area, and they already have these great events planned. We didn't want to tell them exactly what to do because they're already doing it. And this is a way to try to tie them all together and allow people to know what's going on locally in their stores, and hopefully they come in and see some great products and see some great Halloween merchandise that they want to purchase.
Yeah, is the goal kind of like the same as Free Comic Book did it, to bring in new readers as well as bring in old readers? Because as you know, thanks to the movies like The Avengers and Spider-Man, comic books are really, really red hot right now.
Yeah, and I think that's what we'd like to see happen. The costume contest is a way to reach out beyond just the normal borders of the people who attend the comic shops. And, we try to promote out to them the Halloween and horror product merchandise that they know, the licensed names that they may know, and hopefully, the idea, through Comic Shop Locator and through Free Comic Book Day and events like Halloween Comic Fest, is to try to get the general public to know where their local comic shop is, get them in the store, and hopefully the retailer, converts them into a weekly or monthly customer by the great products that they have.
Yeah, and I can say it is working. Every time we cover Free Comic Book Day, it never fails. We always meet somebody who it's their first comic, and they got introduced through Free Comic Book Day, so, and then they become regular Wednesday shoppers or any day shoppers, really. Right.
Now I'm always amazed. The power of the word free gets you a lot of media coverage and a lot of PR coverage for Free Comic Book Day, and I'm always amazed, how much every year it has just grown with the amount of recognition that is out there, and hopefully we continue to do that. For next year as well. We just picked up what are going to be the gold books for next year for Free Comic Book Day, so we're already working on, the Free Comic Book Day for 2013.
Yeah, because Free Comic Book Day, we talked to Joe Field on a lot, and again, for all of you guys, he's going to be on in just a few minutes. He knows that Free Comic Book Day is a bigger event even than San Diego Comic-Con.
That is correct. I mean, it's we term that there's probably 1.7 million people that get into comic book shops on that day, which is great. The local retailers, they energize and get out there and get the local PR out and get people into the stores. The publishers do their part, and obviously we try to do our part in helping run Free Comic Book Day, and then also get the books out to the stores when they're necessary.
Yeah, and it's an international event too. It's not just here in the United States. Last year I talked to some stores that participated for the first time in the Philippines, in Australia. So that's what's great about it. It's worldwide. Yeah,
the gentleman in the Philippines, he has a big Free Comic Book Day event. There's some big events that are done in Latin America, South Africa, and Germany. We get requests all over the place for people who want to get involved with Free Comic Book Day. We're even seeing where Halloween is more of a U.S. type holiday. We've seen other stores try to do the same things and replicate it. Even though that Halloween isn't a tradition in their cultures internationally.
Yeah. So free candy and free comics. Halloween Comic Fest happening at your local comic book store. That's this Wednesday. Halloween, of course, New Comics Wednesday and Halloween happen to fall on the same day this year. And you can go to HalloweenComicFest.com. It's up in our link section for you guys. Find out all about it. Take part in the greatest costume contest ever. Find out if your local comic book shop is participating. If not, let them know nicely. Hey, how about you be a part of this next year? So again, thanks Dan for coming on, Director of Marketing, Diamond Comic Distributors. They're the ones behind Free Comic Book Day and now Halloween Comic Fest. Wish you a happy Halloween, and you can welcome back on the show anytime.
Thanks, Henry. I appreciate it.
Okay, so thanks again to Dan Manser from Diamond Comics. Now all of you know everything you need to know about Halloween Comic Fest happening on Halloween, of course. Going to give you a list in just a few minutes of all the participating stores here in the San Francisco Bay Area. You also can go on HalloweenComicFest.com. There's a list on there. one of our favorites is, of course, participating. That would be Flying Colors Comics and other cool stuff. And on the phone is a good friend of the show, Joe Field. Hey, Joe, welcome back to the Geek Speak Show.
Henry, always happy to be here.
So, getting all ready, what is going to be happening at Flying Colors for Halloween ComicFest?
Well, we're going to be doing a couple of different things here. We have a special sale event that we're going to be doing from Saturday, October 27th until Wednesday, October 31st, Halloween Day. We are going to be doing some special things there, so people will want to watch our Facebook page or our website, and they'll get some of the details on that. Probably be a good time to bring a few dollars in and save some bucks on some cool stuff. We're also doing comic giveaways to anyone coming in costume from Saturday through Wednesday. We've got tons of the Halloween Fest comics and other comics to give away, so we hope people come in dressed in costume to do that. We'll have candy along with the comics. So rot your mind and rot your teeth at the same time. And what we're hoping to do is, what we are going to do is take photos of the people who want to enter our costume contest. And so all they need to do is come in the store. We'll snap a picture of them, and we'll put it up on our Facebook page. We'll be doing a vote of the favorite costumes of the people who come into Flying Colors on our page, and one of the big prizes we're going to be giving away is the Walking Dead Season 2 Special Edition Blu-ray set that comes with the complete second season that comes with the zombie head with a zombie in the stab the zombie in the eye with a screwdriver, and it opens up a zombie head, and that's how you get your Blu-ray out of there.
That's a really cool case, actually. Yeah, I talked to Todd McFarlane. He actually did that one earlier at Image Expo. I saw that one. It's a really cool case for it.
Yeah, so that's $100 value, and then we'll give away a couple other prizes as well. We're going to have a couple of different categories for age groups. So so an 8-year-old isn't going to walk away with a stab yourself in the eye with a zombie deal. So it's all going to work out well. It's going to be a lot of fun, and the other thing is, oh boy, talk about a can of worms, Henry. What are we getting ourselves into?
Let's
Next Wednesday on Halloween, you don't want to stay. You want to be here at Flying Colors because all of us are going to be different characters, and it's going to be a surprise until then. But our staff does some of the better costumes around, as evidenced by the fact that they won the Marvel costume contest at WonderCon last year as the Warriors 3. So we're looking forward to having people come in, and all of us will be dazzling in our finery that day.
Yeah, are you going to have all the titles? Because we just talked to Dan, like I said, and he gave us some of the titles that'll be available. Are you going to have all the titles, or is it just going to be a few of them?
I'm not sure that we have all of them, because there were a lot of them, but we do have Tales from the Crypt and some of the good Halloween related stuff, and I wish I had pulled out copies of each of the ones we have here. We have a lot of them to give away, so but I don't know that we got every single one of them. Let me, while we're talking on the phone here, let's see.
Is there going to be a limit to how many they can get?
There will be. Because we want to make sure to get these to as many people as possible, but it's all in the spirit of fun. It's not in the spirit of greed. Yeah. So we've got the strawberry shortcake. We've got the new Crusaders from Archie. We've got Ghostbusters from IDW. We've got Axe Cop from Dark Horse. Adventure Time, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Spider-Man Avengers. Let's see what else we have here. We've got Batman Adventures.
So there's something for everybody, in other words.
So there's something for everybody. Some good stuff all the way through.
Yeah, so definitely. You guys want to follow them on their Facebook, on the FlyingColorsComics.com webpage. It's all on there. This is a Diamond thing. Did they call you when they thought of this and ask for any advice? Because you know what you did with Free Comic Book Day. Did they call you and say, "Hey, Joe, how do we go about this?"
I definitely talked to them about it, and I definitely Halloween is an event, is a special day for people who love to dress up, and a lot of people in the comics world love to do that, and it's just a good party day, and there's it ties in well with a lot of the genre material we happen to sell, and this allows each retailer to customize things in their own way. Is this going to be another Free Comic Book Day? Well, it's kind of hard to do that right out of the box. And it's hard to duplicate that, but this is just another fun day, and it's a fun event, and it's one for us that we're stretching out over 5 days rather than just the one day of Free Comic Book Day. So we do hope that people take a look at our website, take a look at the Facebook page, and get all the information on that we'll be posting in the next day or two.
Now, like you always say when you come on, every day is a party at Flying Colors. As we come up to the end of 2012, are there any other special events coming up that you want to tell us about?
Oh yeah, we have just lined up a couple of events on Saturday, November. Let's see, what is it? Saturday, November 24th. We are going to have Eric Stevenson in the store with the debut of his new comic from Image called Nowhere Men, which is basically what if scientists were the rock and roll stars, and it's a really cool book, and Eric pours a lot of science and a lot of rock and roll into it, so I'm really looking forward to having him here for that. We're also going to be having another event on, I believe it's Saturday, December 15th, with artist Tin Pham, who did the Level Up graphic novel for First Second books last year, and this year he has his own one that's a sumo graphic novel, and we're really looking forward to having him in the store. And then there are little things that are going to come along here. We're going to be involved with Small Business Saturday, the Saturday before Thanksgiving. And we're just going to keep it rocking and rolling right on through the end of the year, and probably we're going to have another one of our Yes events at the end of the year between Christmas and New Year's, which is our year-end sale. That's our big Yes event, and we're just going to have tons of fun. We got 8 weeks left in the year, and we're going to have fun in every single one of those weeks.
So you definitely got to follow him at FlyCode Joe on Twitter and Facebook on their website, FlyingColorsComics.com. I have a link to it up on our links page. And Joe, we will see you. Maybe I'll stop by, but you won't know it's me because I'll be in costume on Halloween.
Yeah. What are you going to be dressed as, Henry? Come on, spill it here.
Not sure yet. It's either one or two. I was talking with my son. I either will be a zombie because zombies are just red hot right now, or I was thinking he'll be young Harry Potter, and I'll be Harry Potter the later years.
Awesome. Okay. Well, we'll be looking for a zombieized Harry Potter version coming in next Wednesday.
Then. Oh, that one too. So, again, everybody go there. Follow him on FlyingColors.com, on Facebook, Twitter. Thanks, Joe. You're always welcome here, and happy Halloween, and we'll talk to you later.
Thanks, Henry.
Those of you who go to Free Comic Book Day at Flying Colors, you know how fun in every event at Flying Colors is. But let me give you a list. Where did I put it? I put it here somewhere. Oh, here it is. Let me give you guys a list of, here in the San Francisco Bay Area, the participating Halloween ComicFest stores. Here in San Francisco, Mission Comics and Art. When you go there, say hi to Leaf Smith, a really cool guy. Neon Monster, I need to check on this because last time I passed by there, it had, unfortunately, a closed sign. So although it says here on the website that Neon Monster is participating, so you guys may want to check that out and give him a call. Whatever, down the street also from Neon Monster, Isotope will be participating. Comics Experience, Jeffrey's Toys, and the Comic Outpost on Ocean. Pretty cool guys over there also. But all of those are here in San Francisco. They will be participating in Halloween Comic Fest. Moving over to San Jose, Black Cat Comics in Milpitas, Space Cat in San Jose, Elusive Comics and Games in Santa Clara. When you go there, say hi to our friends Anna and Perry. Moore's Toys and Collectibles also in Santa Clara. Cupertino, Legends of Comics and Games will be participating in Halloween Comic Fest. Over in the peninsula, in Pacifica, our buddy Romy, Coastside Comics, they'll be participating also. We're going to have some free comic books for you there. And in the East Bay, Comic and Figure Addicts in Union City and San Leandro, the Comic Shop, and of course, Flying Colors Comics and other cool stuff you just heard from Joe. It's actually going on now through Halloween, through next week. So, like Joe said, like he always says, every day is a party at Flying Colors Comics, and really, where else would you want to go? Although, there are a lot of special titles just for Halloween, like you heard Dan say from Diamond. So, if you don't get them all at one shop, all the more reason to go visit another shop, and maybe you pick up the title that you were missing. So, that again is happening this Halloween, this coming Wednesday, Halloween Comic Fest, the first year they do that. Go out there, help make it a success. Dress up, take pictures, just have fun. Like Joe said, you rot your brain and your teeth. Free comics, free candy. What more could you want?
It's time for the Geek Speak Show Book Club. Our books or graphic novels. Tell us what your favorites are. Books at thegeekspeakshow.com.
My favorite is whatever I'm reading right now. The standard Stanley answer. So, you want to go first, or should I go first?
I'm going to go first because I'm really excited about this book. Oh, I knew you were going to say that. No. So, this week is actually called Angels Inc. And it's really cool because it's about a tattoo artist that lives in a, mystical world.
Wait. And is it INC or INK?
What?
Is it INC or INK?
INK, Angels Ink, like tattoo ink.
I get
it. And I actually found this book because I am working on getting my second tattoo, and I was looking up stuff that was related and found this book, and it's awesome. It's by Jocelyn Drake, and it's about this tattoo artist that is in this mystical world that has warlocks and witches and trolls and fairies and elves and vampires and werewolves, everything. They even talked about unicorns and stuff in there, and dragons, so it has everything, basically, everything you could ever want. And the tattoo artist, what he does is he'll give you a tattoo and then mix the ink with potions so that they actually do bring you good luck or help your dreams come true, or you can even make spell ones, that are bad for someone else or whatever. So he's actually giving you the tattoo that will help do whatever it is that you want it to do. So it's really interesting. It's a really easy to read book. So there's not, a bunch of really long words that you have to try to look up what they mean. And it's not really complicated to read through. So it's really easy and really fast to move through. But it's descriptive enough that you get what you want out of something like fantasy stories do. So it's really, really awesome. I just started getting into it, and I'm about 100 pages, and I'm in love, which is why I wanted to tell you guys. It's again, Jocelyn Drake wrote this, and it's called Angels Inc. And it has everything you could possibly and an artist. So why not?
Okay, so mine is it's a 20-year-old book actually, but it is a new book. It's a series of books. R.L. Stein's Goosebumps. Do you remember those, Rachel?
I do remember those.
They're celebrating the 20th anniversary this year. I actually got it in the mail. Wanted, the Haunted Mask. It's the first hardcover, the first Goosebumps hardcover also. So it's pretty good. I mean, I've always liked this one because even though it's for kids, the stories are pretty scary. And this one is no different than all the other Goosebumps stories. People actually do die in these stories. It's not like, they sugarcoat it for kids because it's a kid's book and so we can't show them death. R.L. Stein, I like him because he actually tells kids, people do die. And they die in this book, and horrible things happen. So this one is called Goosebumps, Wanted, the Haunted Mask, celebrating 20 years of the Goosebumps series by, of course, R.L. Stein. That's my book. Getting ready, yes, for Halloween next week. So those are our books. Everybody will be here again for the Halloween show. We'll probably have, Rachel will have a Star Wars Halloween pop-up book or something. I'll find something Halloween. I think I know which one I'm going to use. Joel, Jay will find something Halloween. Your book, actually, I was going to say, You said it's easy to read. It's the kind of book that Joel would like then.
Hey, it's something for everyone. That's fine.
Yeah, and even if he doesn't want to read, because he usually doesn't want to read, you can always look at the pictures.
That's the Geek Speak Show Book Club. Tell us what your favorite books or graphic novels are. Books at thegeekspeakshow.com.
So that's the book club. That's the show. Don't forget, this Wednesday we have the big Halloween show. It's become an annual thing now. We're going to get a visit from Help, I'm Alive cast and crew. You'll get to meet them. Finally, some of the cast will be on, and you guys will get to meet some of the cast. And yes, they do have a major announcement to make. No, they don't have to pee. It's a major announcement they have to make. Maybe the pilot is ready. Maybe something new. Maybe something else. We'll see next week on the show. Brett Tomberlin, the producer of Fright Nights for this year, he will be on to recap everything and talk a little bit about the big movie that's coming next year. It's done by he's a producer on that also. The Winchester House movie. It's not made up. It's based on the Winchester Mystery House legend and Sarah Winchester and all that stuff. So he'll talk about that. Maybe we'll get some exclusive news from that. Jeff Dwyer's just turned into an annual visit from him. He's a real paranormal investigator. He will confirm something that I experienced. All of us experienced at the Winchester Mystery House a couple weeks ago. You'll have to listen next week and find out what that is. You'll also hear from Rachel, from Joel, from Jay, from me, from you, the listeners. Henry at thegeekspeakshow.com. Send us your real-life ghost stories. We know you have them because you guys always send them every year. Share them. We'll share them with everybody on the show again. And who am I forgetting? Oh, The Selling. We met them at Ape. It's hard to find a house, buy a house. Even harder when it has 5 bedrooms, 2 baths, and 12 ghosts. It's a movie that's out now. It's called The Selling. It's perfect for Halloween. We'll talk all about that. And some other things that go bump or boo in the night. You ready, Rachel?
It's going to be scary. So make sure you tune in. And you can even listen to the show in the dark, maybe, with your friends after you've told all your stories. And then we'll share ours with you, too. So tune in next week, guys. Make sure to listen because we're going to speak more geek.
Boo.
The Geek Speak Show will be back next week with a brand new episode. In the meantime, follow them on Twitter at Geek Speak Show 1. That's the number 1. Become a fan on Facebook. Subscribe on iTunes. Watch special event coverage and the Geek Speak video show on YouTube/Geek Speak Videos. And listen to past shows in the archive section on thegeekspeakshow.com. A big thank you to the Geek Speak Show's content providers, GeekTyrant.com, Collider.com, RamaScreen.com, and MightyVille.com. The Geek Speak Show.